life process. Learning about respiration. Respiration. The air we breathe in is transported to all parts of the body and ultimately to each cell. In the cells, oxygen in the air helps in the breakdown of food. The process of breakdown of food in the cell with the release of energy is called cellular respiration. Now let us perform a small activity. Take some freshly prepared lime water in 2 test tubes, A and B. Blow air through pitchkari in test tube A and blow air through straw in the second test tube B. We conclude that lime water turns slightly milky in test tube A, in which inhaled air is passed, but lime water in test tube B, in which exhaled air is passed, turns milky appreciably. The food material taken in during the process of nutrition is used in cells to provide energy for various life processes. In all cases, the first step is the breakdown of glucose, a 6-carbon molecule, into a 3-carbon molecule called pyruvate. This process takes place in the cytoplasm. Further, the pyruvate may be converted into ethanol and carbon dioxide. This process takes place in yeast during fermentation. Since this process takes place in the absence of air, oxygen, it is called anaerobic respiration. Breakdown of pyruvate into the 3-carbon pyruvate molecule to give 3 molecules of carbon dioxide and water using oxygen takes place in the mitochondria. Since this process takes place in the presence of air, oxygen, it is called aerobic respiration. The energy released during cellular respiration is immediately used to synthesize a molecule called ATP, which is used to fuel all other activities in the cell. ATP is broken down, giving rise to a fixed amount of energy, which can drive the endothermic reactions taking place in the cell. ATP is the energy currency for most cellular processes. The energy released during the process of respiration is used to make an ATP molecule from ADP, an inorganic phosphate. Terrestrial animals can breathe the oxygen in the atmosphere, but animals that live in water need to use the oxygen dissolved in water. Since the amount of dissolved oxygen is fairly low compared to the amount of oxygen in the air, the rate of breathing in aquatic organisms is much faster than that seen in terrestrial organisms. Fishes take in water through their mouths and force it past the gills where the dissolved oxygen is taken up by blood. In human beings, air is taken into the body through the nostrils. The air passing through the nostrils is filtered by fine hairs that line the passage. The passage is also lined with the mucus, which helps in this process. From here, the air passes through the throat and into the lungs. Rings of cartilage are present in the throat. These ensure that the air passage does not collapse. Within the lungs, the passage divides into smaller and smaller tubes which finally terminate in balloon-like structures which are called alveoli. Blood brings carbon dioxide from the rest of the body for release into the alveoli, and the oxygen in the alveolar air is taken up by blood in the alveolar blood vessels to be transported to all the cells in the body. During the breathing cycle, when air is taken in and let out, the lungs always contain a residual volume of air so that there is sufficient time for oxygen to be absorbed and for the carbon dioxide to be released. In human beings, the respiratory pigment is hemoglobin, which has a very high affinity for oxygen. This pigment is present in the red blood corpuscles. Summary: respiration may be aerobic or anaerobic. Aerobic respiration makes more energy available to the organisms. That is all in this topic. Let us learn about transportation in our next topic.